Meet Bob. Bob is an AI. Now what does Bob do? Well, he plays cards, or at least that's what he's supposed to do, because right now he just stares at you. So let's fix that. I had a few ideas for this. One of them would be to just spam a random card from Bob's hand, but that doesn't really count as an AI, right? So I decided to do my research for once and discovered ML agents that will let me train machine learning agents to do various stuff, such as navigating to a target. It's actually perfect for Bob since he doesn't have a brain or it's underdeveloped, but before that I have to learn how this works. I installed all of the prerequisites without a problem and tested it to see if it works. Well, on that I had some issues. 3 Python installations and 1 duct tape later and I got it working, barely. So I decided to create an AI that is able to get to the cube. This whole idea works on rewards, just like our brain if you think about it. You specify and collect observations what are the inputs to the agent, in this case where the agent has to go, so the cube. The calculations are done under the hood and on action receive is called. This will give you the output that the agent calculated, so in this case that would be the next position for the agent. I check if the agent hit a wall and then punish it with a belt. Otherwise, if it touched the cube, the agent gets a pat on the head and the calculations stop. And that's where on episode begin comes into play, because it lets me calculate a random position for the agent as well as the cube. Okay, that was actually really fun. Before I can start implementing this into the action game, I have to, well, make a game. There's nothing fancy here, just some raycasting, a card deck, randomized cards, and the ability to purse cards with the beautiful animations. Oh, and also I had to introduce you to the game somehow, so I made another animation. Did I mention that you can train actual cars to go around a racetrack with ML agents? That's crazy, bro. Now that we got a game that is partially working, it's time to add the AI. There are 2 main parts in this whole setup. After the script is ready, I have to make sure that the game can be played normally without requiring any user input, which is the hardest part in all of this setup. After countless hours of making sure that it fully works, I have to train the AI, which is the second part of the setup. This training just means that I make the agent repeatedly do calculations so it becomes better with each iteration, and I make sure to record all of this into a file that is called the brain. Remember when I said that the brain is underdeveloped? That's what I meant. Now training is entirely handled by the plugin and it's activated with a command. Now when I first realized this, I had a question. For how long do we train the AI? Unfortunately for my computer, I can set for how long this will run in the config file, more specifically here. This is a very big number, and from what I understand, 1 step is equal to 1 calculations made by the AI. Although I might be wrong. It seems that my GPU can handle more than 300,000 steps before crashing, but before we get there I have to mention that I made part 1 of the setup sound easy. In reality 1 week was wasted on that, and now after all this time we can finally see it in action. The video is not sped up, this is actually how fast it is. The plugin will increase the game speed in hopes that the training finishes later. This will make the update function get out of sync, and that's another problem in itself. At the end, we get this file that goes right in, and now we have an AI. Easy, right? You forgot just one thing though. Oh yeah? What's that? Yeah, that might be a problem. As of right now, you might not understand what is wrong with the training and why this issue appears. Well, for a few days, me neither. Before actually telling you what is the problem, let me give you a clue. The bug comes from here, or from any place where the destroy function is called, and the error appears only when the game is in training mode. Still haven't figured it out? It's actually extremely simple, and just to clarify, yes, this is the correct way to destroy objects in Unity. Remember when I said that the game runs a few times faster than normal? Well, here's the thing about the destroy function. It only destroys the object the next frame after it has been called. Why it does that? I have no idea, and because we're running the calculations more than once per frame, this problem appears, and there is only one solution to this really, and not a fancy one. Before calling the destroy function, I add a boolean to the object to notify me if I destroyed the object or not. Since this appears instantly, I know for sure which object I can use and which object is about to be destroyed in the next frame. And by the way, if you watched the video until now, I'm inclined to think that you like it, so consider subscribing. We need to make this number get to 1000 so that I can release my game engine that I promised I will make. Now with the training done and everything working as it should, I found out that you can actually view some analytics about your model. The more steps I give the agent, the more stable this line becomes. As you can see, it starts low, then exponentially it gets to a limit. This usually means that you can only improve the agent by optimizing the code and that the training did its job. Now if you look at this graph, the line settles up after 1 million steps, but I did 3 more.
Tung 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 tung.
So maybe this time you'll lose. I mean I'll lose. Can still see the gun, so there's a little bit of foreshadowing there. 3. What do we do? Change the color. And at this point, what am I supposed to do? Okay. So it gives me another chance, or is it just stupid? And it has a green card, and we don't lose. Interesting. So what card do you have then? I mean, I could look, but since we're in the editor, but not really sure. Let's go. We got some options opened, and yeah, it seems to have two. Let's try blue. My bad, bro. My bad. I legit tried to beat the AI, but most of the time it countered my attacks and even beat me. Now if you remember the title of the video, I said that this agent will cheat, and I still plan on doing that. Here's how it works. The first game everything is normal, and the agent behaves as it should. As soon as you manage to win the card game, the AI threatens you with a... Oh right, I forgot. The AI threatens you with a pistol to continue playing. You draw 10 cards and the game continues. Every time it's the AI turn, it gets a 50% chance to cheat. This means that it either ignores the card on the table and throws any card, or if you block its turn or skip it, just ignores that and continues.
Bruh.
In this scenario, 9 out of 10 cases you're gonna lose. But eventually, when you win, the AI loses its mind and explodes. If you want to give it a try, you can. Unless... Alright, this sounds crazy, but 200 likes and I'll release the game, I promise.